Speaking to Master K here. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, you're speaking to Prince Pumadlamini. I'm from the Zulu royal family in KZN. I am the representative of the organization called AGDA. AGDA stands for African Kingdom Diaspora Alliance because we are uniting the kingdoms of Africa and those sons of the soil that are in diaspora.
Thank you so much. Now I can see I'm speaking to a royal here. So with high respect, I need to remove my hat before I continue with this interview to show the maximum respect I have for the chieftaincy. So tell me, today it's all about Peace Summit International. How are we ready for this peace as Africans?
We really need peace. You see, even though we're dealing with the small part of the continent, peace is needed throughout the continent. If you will remember that our people in the east of Congo are dying everything. There's a genocide taking place there. If we can maybe promote peace here in the southern part of the continent, maybe we can gain that momentum to push this peace accord going to the likes of Congo, Sudan, and some other parts of Africa that are facing genocide and all kinds of restless coming from all directions. So I think there's a good idea that we start promoting peace here in the southern part of the continent.
Thank you so much for your answer. Now tell me, since you are from the chieftaincy side, from you, sir, how are you preaching peace to the people out there? Because now we blame it on the politicians, and some are saying that the chiefs and the kings in our society are doing nothing about it.
It is the fact. You see, the chieftains as well as the kingdoms, because I'm from the kingdom, I'm not from the chieftaincy, we are not given power by the politicians, because what happened here in Africa is that the politicians have been given power, they've been given funds, they've been given everything that they can use to promote peace. Because if you want to promote peace, you have to call the people, you have to go places. But if you are not financially secured, it's hard for you. That's why you see kings, chiefs, and every person who is coming from the indigenous leadership in Africa are struggling because they are not as privileged as the politicians in the continent.
But before the politicians, our world or our African lands were ruled by the kings and the chiefs, the kingdoms. Why the change? Is there something the kingdom needs it back from the politicians?
My brother, it's a very unfortunate scenario, because all these politicians you see today, those are the messengers that were sent by the kings to go and fight for the lands for the kings. But what happened is that a messenger on the way became a manager and refused to come back and bring what he was sent to obtain from the Western people, because the land was taken from the kings. And the kings, they said, because our education level is lower than yours, you as the learned person, go there, fight for us, bring our land back to us. But what happened?
They came back as politicians.
Yes, they took everything for themselves. They forgot about that we are the messengers. We were sent by the kings, we were sent by the queens, we were sent by the indigenous leaders of this continent. That's why you see all this thing, all this corruption that is taking place here, because these people were not born to lead any person. A politician is not born to lead, but because of his education and his connection and the power of manipulation to manipulate people to vote for him, then he will go there and lead the people. That's why he will take everything that is on the table for himself and his family and his friends.
You have spoken. If I should go ahead with the questions, I don't think we can finish today. But now, my last question, still in connection with the peace we are promoting here in Africa as a whole. The kings, the kingdoms, they are all part of these political parties. What about that? They are all smoking, sharing the same bed. So why then do we tend to blame them?
You see, my brother, if we have started by impoverishing a traditional leader, he is vulnerable to be controlled by you as a politician, because he is dependent to you for stipends. You see, the kings and the chiefs here in Africa, they are on stipend by the politicians because they are poor. Every poor person can be manipulated and controlled by a person who is wealthier than him. That is the problem that we have as the kings. The king has
Thank
to
you
bow
so
to the
much.
politicians.
Just a word, a word of peace to the people watching Ghasa TV.
People of the continent, please let us promote peace. Even if we are going to the elections, as we are going to the elections in South Africa on the May 29, please, I'm begging you, as the prince from the Zulu royal family in KZN, South Africa, let us have peace throughout the continent. I love you all. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir.